Indelible is preparing to celebrate its 4th anniversary. So I'm sitting down today with our CEO, Josh Hay, to share the Indelible story. So Josh, what does 4 years mean to you?
4 years, wow. When you ask me what 4 years means to me, it's hard because if you were to ask me where I was 4 days ago, I still have to consult my calendar just as much as I would have to figure out where I was 4 years ago. So to think about that, all that we've accomplished in the matter of 4 years, is really astounding. And I kind of apply it to my personal life. My wife and I dropped off Josh Jr., who's 4 years old. So he's around the time when Indelible got started. And today marked day 1 for VPK for him. And so when I realized how fast he's grown in a matter of 4 years, I also realized how fast Indelible has grown.
So Josh, how did it begin? How did Indelible begin?
When I met my business partner, Michael White. And so I met Mike in 2008 at FAMU. He was a freshman, I was a sophomore. We went through SBI together, and we ended up getting certified as public accountants in the state of Florida. After graduating, we stayed in touch, explored corporate America a bit, and we were always taking walks, right? Walks and talks on our lunch breaks. He was in South Florida, I was in Jacksonville, and we talk about the impacts that we want to make on others' lives. And one day Mike called me and said, hey, he got this call from someone who was at his former employer, and they asked if we were still doing audits for sororities and fraternities. Of course, the answer was yes. And the responding question was, are you ready to do more? And so I'm pretty sure, not being on the call with Mike at the time, that his response was absolutely. And so he called me, and without hesitation, I agreed absolutely. And so we filed the paperwork with the state of Florida, and Mike had been on my tail about putting in my 2 weeks notice. Lo and behold, he hadn't put in his until after I had confidently submitted mine. But the big call, of course, was that from KPMG. And so for an organization of their size to take a risk on a startup company, one speaks to their understanding and support of the small business and minority community.
So as the company has grown, what are some indelible marks that you've seen that we've left across the nation?
First, starting out is the DEM engagement, right? And so for DEM, it's the Division of Emergency Management, but for me, it means deliver every minute, right? Because every day, at any time of night, we could get a call from the state. As you can imagine, these communities were struck with disaster, and so they are strung by their resources, right? And so it's always a sense of urgency, and every day it's a changing need, right? DEM absolutely is one indelible mark. I would say also the COVID-19 outreach engagements, which started in Virginia and made its way down to South Florida, where we're actually running educational campaigns and also increasing the awareness of all of the resources available as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and then also making sure that we're able to bridge the gap in terms of the roadblocks, right, to access those resources. And so that requires you to have a great deal of cultural competence. The reason why it's an indelible mark for me is because it presented a challenge. And so we were able to turn that challenge into an opportunity to build relationships, to foster community, and also to achieve overall success for our business, right? And that is continued pursuit of those long-lasting, indelible impressions that people are going to remember, not just themselves, but their families. But I would say the sense of community, South Florida is really a melting pot. So you have to really get in and embed yourself within those communities. They want to be able to trust individuals that are bringing resources to them.
Each of those has almost seemed like a turning point for the company. So what do you consider some of our most memorable engagements and why?
One of them we don't have to remember because it's still going, right? It's that DEM deliver every minute, and every minute we're still delivering. Another, I would say, Miami-Dade County ERAP, Emergency Rental Assistance Program, where we're recognized for our speed of a process, right? Process efficiency to make sure that individuals are able to stay in their homes. And also in terms of dollars that got out. No better peace of mind than saying, hey, you have someone to lay your head at night. Your family can come home and enjoy a good dinner, right? Not have to worry about where that dinner's going to come from, what hotel you'll have to stay in.
Like that, there is absolutely no dollar value that anyone can place on safety and security. And both of those examples demonstrate that you can have heart while also pursuing excellence and efficiency. I'm not sure if these are specific ways in which you've grown or if these are attributes that you've always had, but I will say that one of the things that I appreciate about you is how thoughtful you are. You are very deliberate, whether it's about communicating with individuals, whether it's about connecting with individuals. The way in which you connect with people is very genuine, and I think that, I've noticed that people respond well to that, and I've responded well to it. I think, that's one of the reasons why we work so well together.
So this is what I'm most proud about. Add on another layer. So we just announced that we're establishing a $250,000 endowment with the FAMU SBI School of Business and Industry to provide scholarships and also internships to students that were in our same shoes. I would envision that we're able to touch communities across the country and eventually across the world. However, thinking about this journey of 4 years getting us to today, I still want to be around for a very long time. And also I want my hair to be around for a long time. I think we have a clear vision on where we want to be, and it's just an extension of where we already are.